planet of the pudding brains. Do you like a jelly baby? Shut up!
Hello and welcome once again, you Whovians. I'm Adam.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Remy.
And this is Musings of a Pudding Brain. Right away, we have to break the big news to everyone. If you haven't heard yet, Stephen Moffat is stepping down after Series 10, and Chris Chibnall, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, is going to be taking over after that.
I know that it's like kind of 50-50. Like a lot of people are upset that he's leaving. A lot of people are
that's
happy.
not what's upsetting me yet. We'll get to what's upsetting me in just a moment.
Yes. We'll get to you. Oh, you moved that thing over there.
Wait, yes?
I
That
just
was like over a month ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I just didn't care. Anyways, yeah. So a lot of people are upset that he's leaving.
Yes.
A lot of people are happy that he's leaving.
There's a good portion of the internet bloggers that are probably happy.
Yeah, it feels to me like kind of 50-50. But the part that's getting you.
Okay, so Series 10 isn't coming until spring of 2017. So that means we're getting Sherlock before we're getting a new series from Doctor Who.
I know, which is pretty weird.
I mean, we are getting the Christmas episode this year. But yeah, we got nothing this fall.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are just extremely pissed off about overall. But you said spring in 2017?
Yes, spring.
Spring.
So probably April.
Trying to think of like school schedule that's like, I don't know. It'll work itself out.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. But looking over Chris's resume, if you will.
Yep.
What he's done in the past, he can handle this.
Yeah.
I am.
What's he got? What does he have underneath his belt?
Currently, Broadchurch on ITV.
Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about it.
He created it and he manages it.
What about the British one? What about the American one?
No.
He doesn't do
the one half season that Fox decided to make, and then because it's Fox, they canceled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that too?
No.
Okay.
No, he had nothing to do with that one.
Okay. All right.
Law and Order UK, he was showrunner.
Yeah, I mean, I caught an episode or two, but considering the fact that I don't know a lot about the United Kingdom's judicial system.
It has Miss Freeman on it.
Ooh, so it's still on?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I didn't check that information. Camelot over on Channel 4, he was a showrunner for that one as well. But the big things that I like, that I feel comfortable letting this man take over, not like I have any choice about him taking over, but I feel comfortable with the decision, is he's written 4 episodes for Doctor Who already.
Okay.
42, Hungry Earth and Cold Play. Cold Play. Cold Blood,
Okay.
the Silurian episode, and Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. So I'm pretty cool with it. He also was co-producer and wrote 8 episodes for season 1 and 2 of Torchwood.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, he did specifically the series ender. The season enders for season 1 and 2, and the start of season 2. Those were his as well.
Okay, that sounds. It's so like Doctor Who is going to be a world that he is accustomed to.
Yes,
That's good.
so as showrunner / lead writer, clearly it's going to be a slightly different, because I mean we're not going to probably have the overarching mystery that Stephen Moffat gave to us.
Yeah.
Which early on felt like a breath of fresh air, but by series 9, this past one I was just like, okay, cool.
Well, I think he set the bar really, really high, and when it was decided that like, okay, no, season long story arc to worry about, we'll go with like week by week, kind of procedurals or adventures or whatever. It threw everybody for a loop, and they're just like, oh, what the hell? What happened to the story arc? And everybody's looking for it, and then it didn't happen.
Oh, no,
and then
it's always
did
happened.
happen, and then it's just like, it wasn't where it was.
Yeah,
You can't make everybody happy.
For me, it was the season where Amy went missing, slash her body was, she had a body double who
Yeah.
took over for her for a while. That season, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that was
A great one because you kept getting these little moments where it was like, what's going on with Amy?
And it wasn't, and the cool thing was, it wasn't the fact of like something so small and innocuous. You had to rewatch it in like half of, in a recap episode.
Yep.
That and all the recaps that brought everything back together took like half the episode. It was stuff like if you're watching and paying attention, be like, whoa, that's really weird.
Yes.
And then it kind of sticks in your mind.
Yeah. But hopefully, I would love to see us get back to classic style. I absolutely, after watching as many as we have in the past, just catching up on the classic series.
Yeah.
I would love to see them get back to this.
Yeah. Where it's like, you have, for this format, you would have 2, maybe 3 episodes of a story, and then they move on from there.
Yes.
Which I think would be kind of cool if they tried to do that.
I mean, yes, we are now on 1-hour episodes instead of the half-hour episodes. Okay,
Yeah.
So but there should still be, if you're going to
mini
do
arcs. Yeah.
give us mini arcs within the episode so that, and half the time, one of my complaints was that there wasn't seemingly in each episode from Moffat, there wasn't always, or from his showrunning time, the mystery inside the episode. You didn't have I wonder what that character is going to do. You didn't have that. You're like, well, what's really going on here? You didn't have that. Most of the time it was Doctor swoops in, saves the day.
Yeah. This I will say though about Chris Chibnall, about Law and Order UK.
Yes.
It aired February 23rd, 2009, and it kept going until June 11th, 2014, where it says it's on indefinite break. It's been 2 years. It's over. However, that's
They might bring it back for a special.
yeah, that's what, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good stretch to be attached to a show.
Yeah.
And from the little that I saw of the Law and Order UK, just like its American counterpart, at least when it comes to SVU, you have the procedural part, but then you have the character growth part.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's a good balance between that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see, whoever the new companion is actually grow as a character.
Yeah.
We've seen characters grow, but it's such a leap every time we re-meet the character. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, we jumped ahead. Why are we constantly jumping? Just have the Doctor and his companion literally travel around together.
I mean, like, imagine if he just stops in like 1920s,
and just hangs out there for a while.
And like, no, I'm talking like 1920s, Southern America. Young kid is going to his first clan meeting because his dad is making him go.
Where are you? You are getting dark on me,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. No. And then the Doctor swoops in and it's like, you know what? Let me show you what the world is really like outside of your narrow purview that just trying to be forced upon you right now. Let's go on an adventure. And the kid sees the world and he comes back. It's just like there's so much more to to care about rather than like color of your skin or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
I'd say do that in the 60s.
Okay, that works.
There you go.
Yeah.
One-off character.
Yeah, probably like a little less explaining on what technology is and whatnot.
Yes. But anyway, so it looks like probably 2018 we'll actually start seeing episodes from Chris.
Yep.
And we'll see where the series is going at that time. Will we have a new Doctor? Because last I heard, Peter is only signed through Series 10. So Will Series 11 bring us a new Doctor? Will we only have a companion for one series? Will it be multiple companions for that series?
You know who would be kind of cool
Who?
for a new Doctor?
Yes.
Hugh Laurie.
I personally, I'm still for Idris Elba. I wouldn't mind seeing him be the Doctor.
All right.
Flashing that smile? Yeah. Anyway, we're going to get on to our real episode after we've already wasted 10 minutes talking about that. So, we checked out Trial of a Time Lord Part 3, Terror of the Vervoids. We've got Colin Baker as the Doctor, and introducing Bonnie Langford as Mel Bush.
So a little funny. I know.
Let the puns begin.
No. Let's carry on.
She's
with
a
the
redhead too.
I know this, but we're trying to make this show family friendly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you notice anyone else of noteworthy on the cast? Like the last story we had had Brian Blessed in there.
Yep.
Anybody this week?
Nope, not really. There were some names, but nobody that would really stands out. It's kind of worth noting. And if for some reason somebody who was on the cast and crew of this episode,
go ahead and contact us if we've screwed up in any way.
Yeah.
But only the cast and crew, nobody else.
Yeah. Overall, everybody did a great job. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Anyway, we're gonna jump right in. So it starts off with the Doctor taking a moment to realize what happened, and really is only given a moment to grieve.
Yep.
Because Perry is dead.
Yep.
We'll just let that
at the fault
go.
of the Time Lords.
Yes. It's just so.
It's not fair.
It's such a lame way to go.
I mean, I think if you're able to watch the entire trial of a Time Lord all at once, I'm sure at the end her death has a little bit more significance.
I certainly hope so, because it kind of just feels that they're like, hey, your companion died,
and you're
moving
gone.
on.
Yeah. And on to a new one. And it's kind of funny because we get this new one, Mel Bush, and you suck.
Just smiling over here. Smiling.
So we get this new companion, and it's at a point in time where she already knows a doctor. She's been traveling around with him for a while.
Yep.
And a unique thing is like, so he's still on trial. And he's still pleading his case that he's not a bad Time Lord and whatnot. And he's just like, you know what? How about this? We'll just go into the future. We will look at my memories to come, as it were, because the Matrix and the TARDIS were tied in all time and space and whatnot. So we'll just fast forward to
this one.
To this adventure.
Because this one I save everybody.
Yes. And which is kind of a weird concept, because he still has to review.
Yeah, he had to watch what he's already done.
What
he's about to do.
What he's going to do. It's kind of a unique concept, and it's also a little fun in the writing, because you don't have to deal with breaking in a new companion.
You don't need to do
she already knows. Yeah, she already knows the score. They have a relationship. And it's kind of cool because right when you see her, she's making the doctor exercise.
Yeah.
Which is just like, wow, like how much sway over the doctor does this woman have?
Yep. But yeah, the setting overall is the year 2986 on the ship Hyperion 3. They're heading back to Earth from such planet.
Yep.
Whoa, why didn't we write that one
down?
You
know, it was really quick. I barely caught it. They only mentioned it that one time. The ship Hyperion 3 is a space liner. Yes. So it's a passenger ship cruise kind of thing.
/ freighter.
Yeah. So it's not really like a luxury cruise ship. But
But it's got space to have extra people hanging out.
Yeah, it's more like a train than anything.
Yeah.
You got some freight, You got your luggage. You got like
Your passenger area.
6 cars of passengers and whatnot, and you go back and forth. That's it.
Yeah. But it was pretty cool, seeing that this entire episode is stuck on one spaceship. Cool. Locked in.
Yeah, and looking at it now, especially with the season finale of last season,
Or the finale of the previous story?
well, with Capaldi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and like the Doctor in general, he spends a lot of time on space cruisers and space liners and whatnot.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I just it's just something I realized.
Okay. But yeah, we meet right away the asshole of the episode. Just it's almost right away, and
Yes.
she makes it obvious right away. Professor Lasky.
Did not like her from the get go.
Nope. And I'm willing to bet none of us were supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, like, and that was the goal, and he did it properly. The first time you meet her, she's berating a
Stewardess.
about her luggage being lost, and the head of security happens to be around. He's just like, and he can tell that this is one of those kind of customers. Yeah. So he very politely, it's like, he takes the little portable console thing. It's just like, well, ma'am, like, what room are you supposed to be? I'm in room 6, and my luggage is not there.
No. She's supposed to be she's in room 9.
She's in room 9, and my luggage isn't there. And how, your head of security, like, how do you
not know what room I'm in?
Yeah, exactly. So he takes her key card. He's like, all right, let me just scan this. Looks at it. It's like, oh, no.
You're in room 9.
You're in room 9, not 6. I'm pretty sure
you were holding it upside down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go to the right room, your stuff will be there. If not, we'll be happy to help you. And she's just like, well, it better. And it's just like,
Still had something to complain about.
Yep. So it's just one of those people who they themselves can do no wrong.
Oh, yeah. Nothing is going to go right for this person.
Yeah. Me personally, I mean, and here's the thing. The head of security, it's his last trip. It's his last voyage. He's retiring.
He's retiring in 3 days.
I mean, I would have had a serious case of senioritis and just smacked her upside the head.
Actually, I probably wouldn't have left my cabin for pretty much anything.
No. I would have said some stuff. I would have said, like, listen, man, you owe, my employee here an apology.
Yeah. And
it's like, because it's not their fault, it's your fault.
So we meet her. We meet the head of security. We meet the stewardess. Okay, cool. Then we get, what is it, Grenville?
Yes, Grenville. I thought it was Greenville with just a very thick accent, but I looked at it. It's Grenville.
Grenville. He's walking through, gets recognized, but as somebody completely else.
Yes.
Hollett?
Yes.
And by random old guy. Never got old guy's name.
Kember.
Cool. He's old guy to me. And, oh, wow. So, he's... It's so funny because he's recognized and he's like, yeah, you're an investigator. He's like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm a geologist.
Yeah, it's like, it's the worst. Hey, crap, I was just found out. I'm going to just deny it. His charisma level is not high enough to beat this roll check. D&D joke for everyone out there. Woo!
Yeah.
Crickets flying in here.
I didn't do D&D. I did Warhammer.
Never mind. You and your miniatures.
Well, there was a lot of fun in painting those little buggers.
Okay. All right. But yeah, he's an investigator. There to investigate something.
Bum, bum, bum.
I have to say, this first couple of episodes, there's a whole lot of things being looked into and no answers being found.
Yeah, but I think a lot of stuff happened. Like, almost every episode was like a big cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Which we'll get into later.
Yeah, those are awesome. But, yeah. What is it? The comms? Pick up the kit and whatever, flotsam or whatever it is in space.
So, pretty much, like, we cut to the communications room, radar room or whatever. And
the episode moves quickly.
Yeah. There is a contact. Just looking over at the screens, like there seems to be something. I believe it's a ship. It's a very small ship, but it's kind of right next to us. And I've been trying to hail it, but no response yet. And it's like, oh, it's probably just like space waste or something of the sort. And that's
Stewardess.
Yeah, and that's when we cut to the doctor being forced to exercise
Ugh.
by Mel.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but like that kind of shows you, how much time they've been together and what kind of character she is.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
What, very quick, without having to take too much time to expand on it, because a lot of stuff does happen in this episode or in this story.
Yeah, but someone. Okay, when I watched it, my note, it was just like, boom, Comtext dead.
I put dead / knocked out because I've learned that like they don't always die.
And then it's someone sends message to TARDIS, Comtech not dead.
See, I always put like knocked out / dead, and then,
just in case, so you can then circle the right one later.
Yeah, I scribble out like whichever one it isn't, and I can just keep on going.
But I mean, in the way back at the courtroom at the beginning, the doctor is pretty much setting this up. It's a mystery.
Yes,
we're getting a mystery, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's basically like an Agatha Christie novel or whatever story, where they're all trapped in this one area. No one's able to leave and leave the ship and come back. But someone's killing people. And that's why I was like, oh, Comtech's dead. No, he's not. But...
Oh, dude, I just realized something.
What?
The woman that the Professor Lasky.
Lasky?
Yeah, she's still alive.
Good for her.
Yeah, born 19...
I wonder if she's still berating stewardess on sets.
Possibly.
She did it very masterfully. I liked it.
Whoa. She was in the Avengers. She was a Bongor. She was Pussy Galore.
She was Pussy Galore?
She was Pussy Galore.
Holy crap.
In Goldfinger.
Oh.
And she was in Jason and the Argonauts.
Okay.
That's pretty... Okay. Yeah, she goes up a level.
Yeah, she moved up in our world.
Nice. Cool.
But yeah, so Dr. Mel land on the ship. They exit. They're talking. The doctor feels like it's kind of a setup.
Yeah, he's the hairs on the back of his head back of his neck are tingling.
Yes, and spider sense is going off, if you will.
Yep.
They get captured.
Right off the bat.
Boom. That's number 1 capture in this episode. I wonder if it's going to stay to a low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're brought forward to the Commodore, the head.
64?
I had a 128. Yeah.
His last name wasn't Richie, was it?
I'm supposed to be the one who makes the bad jokes around here.
Yeah, but I do them better.
No, you don't.
Yeah, my jokes are much better. And folks, please let us know who you think is funnier, either me or Adam.
Never. It's always me. I look funnier. Anyway, so the doctor and the Commodore, his name is Travers, know each other. Sadly, as I read about this, that storyline of them meeting previously and having an adventure, we never find out about it.
Huh.
Yeah, it was supposed to happen. There was a plan for them to show that episode or do an episode.
Yes.
Never happens.
Huh.
Instead, it happens in the novelization. It's called Instruments of Darkness, and Evelyn Smythe is his companion in that one.
Huh.
And it's the Sixth Doctor again.
Okay. Interesting. Because I wonder if it was one of those things, if like we hadn't watched it, because I know I hadn't, or something they were just going to get to later.
Nope. Well, I mean, technically they got to it later in the books.
All right, that's cool.
But the books aren't canon.
Oh.
For me, they're as much canon as Doctor Who because it breaks its own timeline rules all the time. You could have one-off adventures, and it really wouldn't complicate storyline all that much. Anyway, wow, I'm losing my voice over here. Hold on. Whew. Okay, so right now we have the mystery of who has sent that message and the fact that there's something nefarious happening between Lasky and her crew. She has 2 lackeys.
Yep.
And so there's something happening. Doctor decides he's going to get the passengers list and read it over, and Mel's going to just go poking about. They poke and do whatever. Mel gets a message to go to cabin 6.
Yes.
And yeah,
Which
wow.
which I'm sorry, which we find out
yawning on my show.
Yeah, Grenville. That was his
Yes.
room. Grenville, who I believe had met Doctor Who previously as well.
Probably.
I think it was Grenville and the Doctor and the Commodore had all met on a previous adventure that we just had not seen.
That we never will see.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, but the Doctor's already there, and we find out that somebody has gone into the waste disposal unit.
Yep.
Not just gone, hey, what's down here? No, they're in it.
Yeah, somebody, and it's was it an incinerator or like a?
It's a masher.
It's a masher. That does not sound pleasant at all.
No, it does not. Especially when they started describing, they were like, yeah, it got down into the teeth. And I was like, is it a grinder? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
One of those industrial shredders that you can see
Yeah.
on YouTube.
It's Grenville. Turns out Grenville got dead.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody tossed him in. Don't know who or what, but he's our first dead person. Full on dead. And that's when the Doctor's like, no, somebody made changes to the device, to the matrix.
Yep.
First time he's making this because he in this.
Okay.
How do I best describe this? Because I'm trying to say the story, but they're both the story, and never mind. Go.
So
yes.
we flash back to
The courtroom.
we flash back to the courtroom because after we find out that somebody had died within the waste disposal shredder or masher, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And everybody's it's a little investigation, and the Doctor hears wind of it because he knows the Commodore and whatnot. He's talking to Mel, and he's pretty much saying like, I kind of want to stay out of this.
Yes.
Like I got drug into it. Something's amiss. I kind of just want to leave this one alone. We're in a nice ship. Can we just like relax until we get to Earth and figure out where to go from there?
At the same time, she's saying, why don't they just go down to the hydroponics and check things out down there?
Because while she was in the gym, she overheard Lasky
and
talking to one of her cohorts.
Yes.
About something going wrong within the hydroponics center, which is where all of Lasky's gear is at. Apparently, they're shipping something over that's very important and very sensitive, so it has to be sectioned away. And some hydroponic stuff was supposed to be built to keep whatever they're bringing alive, which is more than likely plant life.
Now, what the Valeyard starts accusing the Doctor of at this moment is that he's wantingly sending Mel away
and putting her in danger.
Yes, and this is what the Doctor's denying, that this isn't what he watched or he witnessed when he was reviewing this earlier.
When he was reviewing his future memories, by himself, making his case and whatnot, pretty much going over like notes and evidence.
Yeah, this wasn't part of it.
Yeah, it was completely different. Like and he's saying like what happened on the screen isn't what actually happened. And of course the Valeyard is just like, well, really? Like you can't mess around with the Matrix.
Yeah, once again, everyone's saying you can't mess with the Matrix.
But something's going on there.
Exactly.
But get back onto the ship and that storyline. Mel goes down into was it storage?
That's the hydroponic door. That's
No
the door to get into the hydroponics.
Yeah. The big storage area where the hydroponic center is, and she comes across
Comtech boy.
Yep, Comtech Edwards, who was the one who got knocked out early in the episode.
Yes, the dead not dead guy.
Yeah. And pretty much she's just like, all right, you're going to go in there no matter what I do. So let's go in there together. You know, I'm actually a part of this ship. You should really be following me in here. But let's investigate and check it out.
And he gets dead.
Yes. The door to the hydroponics section, it's a wire fence kind of deal, and he puts his hand on it and he gets electrocuted.
Straight up shocked. It was shocking.
And he dies. Like all of Adam's jokes.
Okay. So that's where we leave off with the cliffhanger for part 1.
Yeah, it was pretty
Sweet.
pretty jarring cliffhanger because, you know, there's lights and there's screaming and stuff like that, and it just ends like right there.
Yep. Now we do see that the pods are also electrocuted at this time, and the lights switch from whatever reddish, dark and light was in there earlier to full-on UV light.
Yeah. So obviously hydroponic center, they're bringing they're bringing plants from wherever to one point to another.
It's these huge pods.
Yeah, like good, like 6 foot tall pods.
Yeah.
And sorry, there's signs everywhere that says, you know, low intensity light only. That's why everything had like a red tinge to it because, you know.
Instead, now everything's bathed in high UV lights.
Yes.
So they start opening up. There's something coming out of them. Cut away, of course. You're not going to reveal the monster that early.
No, you
can't.
can't.
Gotta cut away. You got to cut away.
You gotta tease them.
The doctor is brought back to the bridge once again because Mel is being accused of killing the Comtech.
Which is kind of weird because...
You would think that they have some cameras down there.
Well, not only that, the only evidence that they had, that the only reason why they were accusing her is simply because she was running away from the scene.
I'd run away.
Yeah.
You just saw a dude try to transform into Electro.
No.
And fail at it.
It was more like got turned into Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I was going to go with a Ernest Goes to Jail joke.
How about the electric gremlin from Gremlins 2?
Okay.
Yeah.
He saw Gremlins 2 in the future. I mean, well, it is 2986.
Yeah, it could be.
So, I mean, it could be, you know, considered the greatest classic movie ever. Gremlins 2, right there.
He could have a copy of it on Laserdisc.
Oh, he's like, hold on, guys, I gotta bring out my laser disc, and they're like, oh.
See this? It looks like a silver record, but it's not a silver record. It is a laser disc, and
Even better is there's one person in the back. They're like, what's a record? They're like,
honestly, if anybody could post up on Facebook or Reddit or wherever you come across this, and if you know what movie that reference is from, silver record reference. If I ever meet you, I'll give you a big old hug.
Okay.
Adam, you don't count.
Damn it. But I really want it. Never mind. Yeah, she's just accused of it. So now there is definitely a killer on board.
Yes, because at the scene of the crime, you know, a guard is left behind to keep an eye on everything.
He gets attacked.
And he gets attacked as well.
So we have right now Grenville, Comtech Boy, and random guard number 1. They have all been killed.
Yep.
So, what do we decide to do? I have to switch to the next page. The doctor just goes to Lasky about the seeds that he found in Grenville's room. Why are we wasting time? People are dying. Crap's disappearing. What's going on?
Still, the doctor just seems like he doesn't really want to be involved in this. Like, he does, but he's just like, I'm kind of like 50-50. It's like he needs to go out and go grocery shopping, and he has a very strict rule about not going grocery shopping in his sweatpants. And
he's only got sweatpants because he still needs to do laundry.
And he's been in, and he is very comfy, and he's been in his sweatpants all day.
Yeah, I understand that.
And there's just enough time to do both and get it all done. But then he has to fold laundry and put all the grocery away and deal with Sue that he runs into every time he goes grocery shopping.
Might as well just call and have delivery instead.
Yeah, that's kind of what these. He's like, I can either get this done and be proud that I did something today, or just continue to stay inside
And just get
in my sweatpants
Yeah.
and do nothing.
he's leaning hard towards the sweatpants right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he shows the seeds to Lasky, who immediately accuses him of theft.
Yeah. Just
Like, it's not even a,
She is
how did you get those? She's just like, you're a thief.
it's like,
It's like, whoa.
and
Hey.
here's the thing. It's just like, how could you be just such not a nice person and not even that smart?
Yeah.
Because if he comes up and say, "Hey, can you explain these to me?" And obviously, if he stole them, why would he be showing
Why
them
would he
to
be
her?
bringing them right to you?
Yeah.
Some people in this world.
Some people's kids, right?
Yeah. But we divert for just a second to meet these masked guys with a translator.
Yes.
Which we've seen a couple of times. I thought they were robots for a while.
I thought there were servant robots just kind of like milling out in the background.
Nope. Turns out they are Mogarians.
Yep, they're an alien race who have to wear helmets because they
Can't breathe oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen is poisonous to them. They kind of remind me of the Breen from Star Trek, honestly.
Okay. You and your Star Trek references.
Because Star Trek is good.
Okay.
You need
I'll
to.
let you have that.
I'm telling you, you would enjoy Deep Space Nine so much.
Star Wars. I like Star Wars
Star
in
Wars.
my expanded universe a lot more.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing between Star Trek and Star Wars, and your expanded universe.
Yes.
We actually get all our extra stuff on film as well as in books.
I don't need it. Just need books and some comics, and yeah, that's it. That's all I need.
We get cartoons.
Good for you. We've gotten cartoons too.
Y'all just getting cartoons.
No. We had 2 terrible ones back in the 80s. But we
only
got
had-
cartoons.
We only had one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think the cartoon original Star Trek might have lasted longer than the original Star Trek TV show.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, it was only 66 to 69 for the original series.
Yeah.
It was only like 3 years long.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
Because Star Trek is awesome.
Boom. But Mogarians, they don't like humans because humans strip their planet.
Yeah, pretty much through some Megarians just
Side story.
They got hustled. They got swindled by humans. So
Yep.
they're not. They're largely peaceful people, but like they're not the biggest fans of humans.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, not cool. We'll chill, but not cool. Yeah. At which point, one of them gets poisoned.
Yes.
Turns out to be Grenville/Hallett.
Yeah.
So he's
Who was-
died twice now.
Yeah. Who was pretending to be a what are they called again?
Mogarian.
Mogarian. I guess he was just doing his investigator stuff. And it's kind of funny because head of security is just like, how could I have not known that he was on here? That's not cool. Like, they should have told me. It's like, well, what if he's an undercover investigator? What if you were the one being investigated?
Exactly.
Bruh, 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 bruh.
Now, at which point the Valeyard now is accusing the Doctor of editing the Matrix as well. Because he's like, there's no way you could have known this guy was actually human or not Mogarian at all. At which point the Doctor then rewinds and goes, it's just careful observance. He's the only one that didn't turn on his translator.
Yeah.
It was like, it's one of those moments where I'm like, really? You missed that?
But here's the thing, though. Now that this has got my wheels turning, which hopefully will finally show up in the next story, the final
Certainly hoping so.
part of this story arc. Now the Valeyard accuses the Doctor of altering the Matrix, but he keeps stating that the Matrix
Cannot be altered.
can't be altered.
Which maybe things have been altered.
Yeah. I'm really hoping the last story that we had with the blocked out
The first one?
the bleeped out testimony place or whatever finally gets mentioned.
No, I doubt it. Probably not.
You never know.
But yeah, and there's something in the vents.
There's something in the vents.
Like this hasn't been something that has been going on for a while. This literally just happened. Like as we get back into the evidence that the doctor is showing, it cuts right to a guard walking up to a vent and something rattling inside there. And he's like, what's going on in there? And then decides to just walk away.
I mean, I guess, even in 2986,
He's like, not my monkeys, not my zoo. And turns around and goes back to his post.
God, you can't even get an old Polish proverb. It's not my monkeys, not my circus.
Not my zoo.
Circus.
Zoo.
Circus. You know what? I have a couple of Polish friends. I can find this out, and I'll get back to you on that later.
Hi. How's it going? I'm Polish. That's what my grandmother taught me.
Yeah, I still don't trust you, though.
It's my grandma.
Anyways.
Yes.
I trust you to get it wrong, though. That's what I'm saying.
So the doctor and Mel head to the hydroponic center. The pods are empty. All of them.
Broken open.
Yes. There seem to be, like 6?
I thought there were 4. It looked like 4 plus more from the angle that they were always shot at. I just assumed, you didn't see that many, but
you assume that there's about 8.
I don't know. I just assumed that there was more than I could see for whatever reason.
Okay. Same here.
It looked very crowded.
But yeah, all of them are empty. The entire place is empty. There's no one around, basically. And yeah, I found it pretty cool that we go back to Lasky and crew talking in the weight room, just amongst themselves as to very, very veiled what they're doing in the isolation room. It was it was like, hey, audience, here's a lot of information and no answers, because there's no reason why we would ever truly pay attention to them.
I honestly think the isolation room is something that could have been, and everything that it entails could have just been written out.
Yes. Especially when we finally get to its conclusion. It was just like, wow, that was a mystery we didn't need.
Yeah.
It was a complete and utter misdirection.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's in your notes and all in timely, orderly manner. Do you want to go over that right now, or we'll get to it?
Yeah, we might as well, because I mean, we get this wraps up the end of the episode, end of the part. The old man gets killed.
Yep.
Clearly, from the hand that we saw, it's the pod monster.
Yep. I put pod people.
Pod creature.
I put PPs for short. Pod peeps.
When there's
Pop
2 of them,
pop it up.
They were kind of peas in a pod.
Papa hip papa rappa pa rapper the
Parappa the Rappa.
Yeah, that one.
But it's Pod Ropper the Podder.
Pod popper and big pop. I don't know.
Big potty.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, he gets killed. And the doctor and Mel pull the fire alarm, get the guard distracted, and then slip into the isolation room, where they find girl with weird thing on her face.
Ruth Baxter, who was part of Professor Lasky's crew.
Yes, she was a lab assistant.
Yep. And it gets explained to Mel and the doctor that a tiny minuscule pollen from the plants that they are transporting got into her system pretty much, and now she has
she's becoming one of them.
I saw more like infected.
Okay.
So she's kind of like half plant thing going on, and it was kind of cool because
total Phantom of the Opera style.
Yeah,
half the face is covered with looks like a quilted, I don't know, like pinkish flap thing. Yeah.
But they had
like vines.
Vine roots kind of thing over her face as well, and they pulsed.
Yes.
And that was a pretty cool effect. I think they did a little bit of light work there and whatnot, and like the whole da-da kind of music.
It was just like boom.
Yeah.
And then it just cuts.
Yeah, they didn't stay too long on her because it didn't look that good, but like when you add all the elements together, it was actually a pretty nice effect.
When it's kind of used as a jump scare, it works.
Yeah.
But if you're staring at it, you just kind of go, not so much.
Yeah. It's like standing too close to a painting.
Yeah. So part 3 starts off with Lasky and crew bursting in and ripping Doctor and Mel out, where we find the backstory on Weird Face Girl, that she was a lab assistant and all that. We go back to the courtroom, though. And it was purely there to remind us that we were in a court show. Like, there didn't seem to be any other reason for that to be part of anything.
You know, I just realized.
What?
What if the new showrunner for Doctor Who takes his Law and Order UK skills and literally does this again?
A courtroom drama?
Like,
The Doctor's on trial again?
Yeah, you know, something. Or maybe some being higher than the Time Lords
is passing judgment
on the Time Lords. I mean, think about it this way. In the Marvel universe, you have Thor, you have Asgard and all this, but you still have like
the Celestials,
the celestial beings and whatnot.
Well, okay.
You know, maybe something like that. And you watched Babylon 5, right?
Yes.
You watched all that? The ancient aliens and whatnot who kind of just scatter, then they had to like bring them back to help fight against the enemy.
Yeah. That humans have always thought were angels.
Yeah. Or gods or whatever.
Yeah.
And there were half of them were just like giant.
One of them was always on the ship.
Yeah, and like
and then when you finally see him, you're like, he's glorious. Look at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought he was naked at that time too.
I don't remember.
It's like he took off his cloak and then everyone was just like,
the whole cloaked outfit was dope.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, back to the courtroom where we are reminded that we're in a courtroom. Didn't serve to move any bit of any story forward.
Yeah, but it was very quick, and it does help reinforce it. Yes, we're in a courtroom, and they got it over and done with, and we went back into the story.
No.
I think it's just as far as like reminding people that there's still another story to worry about in the whole grand scheme of things. Just for a really quick pop in and out, I think they did a good job.
Yeah. So now there was a lot of the workout room being used in this story,
which is really weird.
Yeah, because no one seemed to actually be working out.
But no, Lasky.
Oh wait, Lasky was always working out. Mel did for
a little bit.
Oh, it was hard to watch.
Yeah, but it was also kind of as a ruse, just
like,
to like get in there.
They're like, she's going to do aerobics. And you're like, oh, it's mid-'80s aerobics.
Yeah.
It was, it's hard to watch. Like, those aerobic times were just so difficult. But anyway, now she does find, when investigating the old man and why he's not shown up anywhere or why he's missing or whatever, she finds a leaf.
Yeah, big old green Canadian leaf.
Yep. Which we finally see in all of its glory, the pod creatures.
How to best describe this?
Oh, we can be vulgar.
I want to be a little scientific about this.
Okay.
So you and I both know that when a fetus is growing inside of the womb, we all pretty much start off as female.
Yes.
And then we either stay that way or develop into male.
Yes.
This seemed to be kind of right in the middle. They're
somewhere in between both of them happening at the exact same time.
Yeah, it was kind of because...
And that was their face.
And that was their face. But you also have to realize that plants are largely both.
Yes.
So it kind of stands to reason. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. It looked really plant-like, or plant-like, but it was also just like, that kind of looks like
It looks a little like a vagina.
if Georgia O'Keeffe decided to go with more flowers instead of skulls,
Yeah, they're
and sci-fi, fantasy kind of stuff, she might lean towards this.
yes.
Ooh, I
But
pulled that out of nowhere. I was trying to remember her name for the past like 20 minutes.
but yeah, they are very weird, very weird creatures. But yeah, and it's just I like the fact that we finally got, it's part 3. We get the shot of the monster.
Yep.
It's like boom.
But we did get like bits and pieces before that.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean a hand, some of the leaf,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
We get evidence of them. We had to see little bits of them, and we also see the aftermath of what they do.
Yes, because it turns out that they have been taking the bodies and just stacking them.
Yep.
Kind of weird.
Kind of like cordwood.
Yeah. The Doctor and the Commodore have their little tete-a-tete. Where the Commodore
What was his name again?
basically- What?
What was his name again? The Commodore?
Trasker?
Okay, so it's not Richie.
No.
Okay. Or Lionel.
Wrong Commodores.
Okay. Just making sure.
Anyway, yeah, he's been using the Doctor regarding the investigation as to what's going on. Because otherwise, after pulling the fire alarm, he'd just be locked up in the brig for the remainder of everything.
Yeah. I mean, the Commodore is aware of the Doctor's abilities as far as just like kind of getting into trouble but solving problems as well. And it's not like the Commodore doesn't want the Doctor to not be around or anything like that, which is why he has granted him as much leeway as he has.
Yes.
But he's also trying to be careful about like what happens around the Doctor as well. Pretty much, it's like if the Doctor doesn't have to be around it and see it, then let's make sure he's not poking his nose around where he specifically doesn't end up or need to be.
Yeah. But yeah, random guard number 2 is now attacked by these pod creatures.
Yep. While his comlink is on.
Yep.
So now the bridge knows that like
somebody's been attacked.
Yep. Something's going on.
Now it seems that the mystery of what's in the vents is the pod people.
Yep.
Those pod creatures. Mel overhears something, records it, and then is knocked out.
Captured. Once again.
Yeah, this is number 2 for her.
Yep.
But yeah, she's not really captured because she ends up just being put into the towel basket.
Yeah, she gets put into a waste bin, and that waste bin gets taken away to the waste disposal unit.
Yep.
And then the Doctor strolls right in because, it's just a simple attendant comes into the gym for whatever reason. Everybody hangs out at the gym.
Yeah, everyone hangs out at the gym.
It could just be one of those things where like maybe they're just not allowed to drink that much.
Everyone just wants to get their lift on.
Maybe they're just not allowed to drink that much, so they just go to the gym.
Okay, maybe.
So attendant comes in, the lid is on the wastebasket.
Yep.
So she gets carted off. The Doctor comes in, and
he listens to the recording.
Yeah, he realized that the little chit chat jabber that he had with the attendant was recorded. So he rewinds that and realized that he had just missed Mel.
Mel was in the bucket.
Yep.
So he rushes off, and he luckily reaches her just in time.
Just in the nick of time.
And
throw in silly pun.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't gloss. They gloss over pretty quickly, which helped it, in my opinion.
Look, he was stepping on my territory on that one.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, we once again see the pod creatures collecting the bodies and stacking them like cordwood or whatever. And then we get a weird scene that the Doctor just straight up denies that it actually happened that way. And it's the communications room being all smashed up and the Doctor holding an axe.
Yep.
And he keeps denying that he did it. because that's not the way it happened on the first time he watched it, at which the Valeyard basically goads him into saying, once again, that there's editing being done on the Matrix. And once again, we get the classic, there's no way to edit the Matrix. So that happens again. Mel gets trapped in the... Was it the old man's room, or was it the stewardess's room?
I don't know.
I think it was stewardess.
So
Or it
do
was
I.
it was somebody's room.
Yeah.
Because a pod creature busts into the room. Lasky is attacked. And I don't remember who attacked her, though.
Oh, it was Bruchner.
Oh, yeah, Bruchner.
One of her lackeys.
Oh, yeah.
This whole time,
After he's basically having a meltdown.
yeah. So this whole time he's been telling her, pretty much that like what they've done, which you don't really get all the details for. What they've done is wrong. What they're doing is wrong.
You have no idea what they're really doing.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. All you're getting is that like they have done something scientifically, ethically, more than likely not okay. And
It's moral gray area.
yeah,
right?
and he's not digging it. And Lasky is such not a fun character.
No, she wants the glory.
Yeah.
So she is saying, no. Don't worry
yeah.
about it.
She's saying, keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
This, a lot of what's going on doesn't have to deal with us. And it's like, it does. He kind of attacks her in a meltdown, runs out. Doctor comes in. It's just like, what's going on? And
she's like, he's going crazy.
yeah, to kind of like skirt the issue of like why he's going crazy in the first place.
Bruchner, judo chops, guard number 3. It was the weakest judo chop to the back of the neck I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was just like, hey, brush. And you fall asleep now.
Hey, I want to caress the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like ran a finger down the back of his neck. The guy was like, whoo, tickles, and fell down.
Yeah. And just, I'm just going to go to sleep now. Ah.
But his entire goal is to get to the bridge because Commodore Travers had changed their course so that they would be close to a black hole, but it wouldn't affect them, so they could cut off 72 hours on their trip.
Yeah. Pretty much. What's the Commodore's name again?
Travers.
Sorry.
Not Richie.
I know. Pretty much
64.
I was saving that one for later. Yeah, he just wants to get to Earth faster because people are dying. There's stuff going on.
He needs some
backup.
police up in there.
Yeah, he needs police backup. Communications is down. He just needs to get to Earth ASAP to help solve this problem. That's his plan.
And Bruchner changes the course.
Yep.
They're headed straight smack dab into the middle of that black hole. And he is laughing all the way.
Yeah, he has broken down. He has gone crazy. And then boom, cliffhanger.
Yes. Now, I do have to say they did stretch out that cliffhanger because you hear that that Bruchner turned the ship into the black hole like 3 times before they're finally done.
Yeah, that was a little unnecessary. I mean, like reiterating it once, fine, whatever.
Yeah, once everyone realizes that they were locked out of the bridge, it could have been, nope, we've got this. Thank you. It's all set. Bye. But it wasn't over. It was almost as bad as having to watch the end of Return of the King again. There was like 4 endings. It was like, okay, we're gonna go to the cliffhanger now.
Yeah, it wasn't
Now?
quite that bad.
How about now?
It just got repeated a couple of times, but I mean, you see him press some buttons, like he's on the bridge.
Yeah, he presses
some buttons. He's got the screen in front of him and whatnot.
And clearly it shows the graphic of the trajectory of it moving towards the black hole.
Yeah.
And then the Doctor and the Commodore are locked out, and they're like, he's changed the course. And then at which point Lasky and Mel come up, and they have to repeat it again to them.
Yeah. Oh well, it's just one of those things where The writers didn't think that the audience wasn't smart enough.
Or something.
And you know what? What it honestly could have been is trying to make sure that
Runtime, most likely.
runtime and character or actors get enough lines.
Screen time.
Well, lines more than screen time is
Okay.
what really matters, because lines just end up becoming screen time.
So when we come back in part 4, we finally find the name to these pod creatures. They are the Vervoids. They are the terror that we were warned about in the title.
Yep.
They head to the deck because, this ship going to the black hole is going to affect them too. They're going to get sucked in. So they flush it out with gas, which the doctor, as they're trying to cut through the door, calls it marsh gas. And it's completely nothing, no air mask, no environmental suit will protect you from it. It'll seep in, you'll get sick, and you'll die. So Bruchner is very much dead. But it turns out that the Mogarians were working with the head of security. How many side stories, how many people have been betraying and not betraying? And now we've got, Bruchner betrayed everyone on board by trying to destroy it.
Yes.
The Mongolians now have taken over.
Because they were in league with the
head of security.
With the head of security who was retiring anyways, got fed up with the status quo, realized that, the Mongolians have been double-crossed a bunch of times, and now their planet is messed up because humans have gone there and swindled them out of their mining rights, essentially.
But they saved the ship. They saved it and then promptly took it right over.
Yes.
So the head of security, Rudge, has taken Tavers, Lasky, the doctor, and random guy number 1, because he didn't seem to be part of any one thing. So he's just random guy. He's not a guard. He might have been another Comtech type of guy. One of those engineers.
Yeah.
He's random guy number 1. He's taken all of them hostage. And they're Mel Stewardess, which, do we ever get a name for her either?
I don't really think
She's
so.
stewardess.
Yeah, she's stewardess.
And
Doland, who is Lasky's
the other lackey.
Lasky's lackey.
Quickly things change because now the Mongarians have been killed with a splash of water.
I'm guessing because it has oxygen in it.
I just thought it was so lame that it was just like, here's a I mean, can you
So
imagine?
they need to die. They need to die now. Let's do something.
Here's a splash of water. Oh, okay. It was like somebody walked up with 2 glasses of water, and they were like, "Oh, we don't need need refreshments, dear sir." And he's like, "These aren't refreshments." Splash. One-liner, walks out the room.
Yeah, it was pretty lame.
Yes, it was. At this point, the Vervoids are now on a straight-up culling rampage. They're taking everyone out.
Yep, everybody that they see, no rhyme or reason. Well, there actually is.
Well, somewhat.
It kind of makes sense because the Vervoids, they are intelligent. They're just not rambling.
No. Clearly intelligent and
they
organized.
Speak, and organized. They speak well, or we can understand them or whatever. And pretty much they if it's not a plant, they see it as an animal thing. And every animal thing
needs to die.
In one way or another depends on plants to live. Either an animal
We kill a lot of plants.
Yeah, either the animal thing eats plants or the animal thing eats other animal things that
which eat plants.
Exactly. So they see all non-plant life forms kind of as the enemy. So what they're doing is just blind survival. They welcome in a strange place. They know that they're not supposed to be where they're supposed to be. They know that they are not where they're supposed to be, and that they're being taken by beings that they consider to be extremely hostile to their survival.
Yes. So they're just killing everyone. They get a weird face girl right away. Not like she was going anywhere.
Yeah.
Then they get Doland after he
Yeah,
after he confesses to everything. Like, that dude was confessing to stuff that he did in junior high.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a confession or more bragging, really.
Yeah, what was the list?
That they experimented on these plants, that they're bringing them to Earth specifically, for slave labor.
That's right. So pretty much these plants were whatchamacallit, engineered,
Yes.
pretty much, to grow into a humanoid type thing, and to be slaves, because all we need is some dirt and some sunlight.
Boom.
And some water.
You can grow these things.
Exactly. So instead of you having robots that you have to either recycle or dump in the pit, the Vervoids just keep going until they die, and that's it. And you grow a new one.
And then you grow another one.
And you grow a new crop. And they're supposed to be the newest slave labor.
Yes. Yeah, they finally get him. They also get Rudge.
Yep.
Yeah. Lasky tries to talk to them, talk her way out of getting killed. No, she's promptly killed.
Yeah. And it sucks because they recognized her as well.
Yes.
They saw her as...
They're like, you haven't been terrible to us so far.
So we're going to make this quick. Boop, boop. Here's a thorn inside you. You're going to be poisoned and go to... Oh, there you go. You're dead now.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
But the thing that I thought was kind of funny here was that we cut away to random guy number 3, or is it random guy number 2 that we're on, shoving a Vervoid into waste disposal.
Yep.
It's the only one that gets killed.
Oh, maybe they should have been bred for war instead
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then we get a shot of the crew trying to fight off the Vervoids with wicker furniture. Yeah.
I mean, there were blasters. We didn't really see them being used at all, but there were blasters, and
somebody had them.
Yeah, some of the guards had them.
Now the doctor comes up with an ingenious plan to use. He found the seeds.
Yes.
He found those seeds, and they were called Vianesium. And once they're given to something, they speed up its growth to its fullest potential as fast as possible.
And the Vervoids were, I don't know, imbued with this element.
No.
Okay.
No.
I got that part wrong. My bad.
Normally, you place it into the ground with other seeds so that they mature to their full maturity as fast as possible, and then you can, pick off the fruit at that point.
Yes.
Now, on an already living creature, it will just extend it straight to the end of its life. So that's the plan. He gives them to Mel, who runs through the vents until she runs into all of them, at which point she basically just throws them at them. I didn't really understand it all that much. And it just kills them. All of them.
I thought he made like a UV flashbang.
I don't understand what it truly was.
I could have sworn he made there was a very precious... Oh, God, we should have been paying...
That was the Vianesium.
Okay. So anyways, long story short, the doctor creates a UV flashbang of some kind.
Yeah.
And it forces the Vervoids to grow at an exponential rate, to age very quickly.
Yep.
To the point where they just die. They turn to dust.
That's
and
just
they're
what
gone.
I said.
Yep.
And at which point we get back to the courtroom with the Valeyard now accusing the doctor of genocide.
And he's just like, what the hell? I saved the human. And he was.
I saved the
I saved the ship. I saved as many people as possible. The Vervoids were just going to kill everybody.
And continue moving throughout the galaxy until everything was killed.
If a single leaf had fallen onto Earth ground, it would have sprouted and it would have been over for the human race. Yeah. And who knows who else. And now is genocide. And
Rule 7 of the Time Lords.
And this is...
There are no exceptions.
And I don't know, the Valeyard is just out to get the doctor. I think
he's changed his tune like a bunch of times.
All he wants is just
a new accusation.
Just to get the doctor. And I think the doctor might have taken the Valeyard's pudding pudding cup
Yeah,
way back in the day.
maybe.
And he's just held a grudge ever since.
Gave him a wedgie. Laughed when he tripped over one day.
Wet Willie,
Yeah.
Swirly.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, probably the doctor did that.
I'm guessing more of a wet. I don't think the doctor's a swirly kind of guy, but
No.
Wet Willie, yes.
Wet Willie, definitely. Sprayed him with the fake flour.
Yeah, I can see that. Took his high school prom date.
Ooh.
Stole his high school. That I could totally see the doctor doing.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and catch up next week when we get back with part 4 of Trial of a Time Lord, The Ultimate Foe. Ladies and gentlemen, the master's going to be showing up then.
Say what?
Yeah.
Should have seen it coming.
Anyway, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. We are at 01pod. That's 01pod, all one word, because that's how Twitter works. Over on SoundCloud, we're 01pod. Just make it the number 1 in the center, all one word. And on Facebook, we are the 01 Podcast Group. It's multiple words. Give us a like. Tell a friend. Please give us some comments. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. Remy, have an awesome week.
Remember, I'm the funnier one. Peace out, everybody.
I thought I was funny.